So this clip that I'm about to show you is crazy. I think this is actually Ted Cruz recording this on his cell phone. But what happens is he's touring some border facilities, and you have a Biden official jump in to try to effectively stop Cruz from recording, and watch the back and forth.
Please respect. Please give dignity to the people. Please give dignity to the people.
So you work for the commissioner, your senior advisor. You were hired 2 weeks ago, and you're instructed to ask us to not have any pictures taken here.
Please respect the
because
people,
the political leadership at DHS does not want the American people to know it.
Please respect the rules,
You keep
sir.
standing in front of the pictures, so
Please
you don't want the pictures taken. The rules are arbitrary, and
Please
they're designed to keep the American people in the dark.
Dignity and respect. That's all we ask.
Well, no,
dignity
it's
and
not.
respect.
You're asking, is this
Please-
dignity and respect? Look at
Please
these people.
give
There's
dignity
a
and
pandemic.
respect to the people.
Let me ask you. There's a
I
pandemic.
respectfully ask you, sir.
There is a pandemic. Is this
Full-hearted,
respecting the rights of these
full-heartedly,
kids?
I ask you. Please
Are you
respect
respecting the
people.
rights of these
This
kids?
is not a zoo, sir. Please don't treat the people.
You're right, and this is a
As such.
dangerous place.
Please don't treat the
And
people
your
like
policies,
this. That's all I ask
unfortunately,
for you,
are
sir.
trying to hide them. I understand
That's
you
all
were
I ask
instructed
you.
when 18
I ask
senators
you
came
to
down
please
here.
respect the people, give them dignity
I
and
respect
respect.
them, and I want to fix this situation.
We all
and
want to fix
the
this, sir. We
administration
don't
you're
want
working
this to
for is
happen
responsible for these conditions.
Please respect the people with dignity and respect.
And
sir.
I ask you to respect the people as well. This
I am
is not
respecting you.
respect.
I am respecting the
This
people.
is not respect.
Damn. So those people are jammed in there in a way that's certainly not okay, certainly above capacity, certainly even worse because it's a pandemic. That's a disaster in the making. I mean, it's already a disaster. But there's a lot to say about this. So first, let's focus on this Biden administration official. She says, please respect the dignity of the people. Please respect the rules. She keeps bringing up dignity and respect. She says, this is not a zoo. And yeah, I mean, the response to that is like, so why are you treating it like a zoo? Why are you not treating them with dignity and respect as you're talking about dignity and respect? Why are you not respecting the rules? Because again, the rules are to have way fewer people than that in there. You know, so this hall monitor reaction, when obviously the issue, the egregious issue is not that it's being recorded. The egregious issue is that it's happening. But she was told by the higher-ups, don't let any of them take video or pictures or whatever, and thankfully they did. So it's just, that's a gross video all around. Now the other, and by the way, that woman strikes me as the type of person who during the Trump administration would be railing against kids in cages. And now you have kids in cages, and she's playing cover-up for the kids in cages because Biden's president. Anyway, now that gets me to Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, just like we covered the video the other day, the Sean Hannity segment on this, Ted Cruz suddenly, you know, his heart bleeds for kids in cages at the border. When under the Trump administration, the response was like, hey, Snowflake, get over it. If you don't want to be a kid in a cage, don't come here illegally. So, I mean, I know that this point is tired, but it's also just the most blatant and obvious example I've ever seen, which is why I keep making the point, which is the hypocrisy is stunning to me. It's stunning. Because nobody is telling you what they actually believe, what they think, what the solutions are, what the long-term issues are, what the short-term issues are. Nobody's talking about that at all on the Democratic side or the Republican side. Everybody is just playing partisan, tribal, hack political football. And so now the Republicans think they could score points by going, oh my God, the border, the border, the border. So now they're suddenly have broken hearts for kids in cages. And the Democrats, who were screaming about it under Trump, are now like, so, I mean, but what happened was, and the thing was, is that we was trying to fix it with Craig and them down by the Safeway, but we don't even know what was going to happen. So, yeah, I mean, listen, all I could do in these segments is show you what's happening, give you the response from the Republicans, the response from the Democrats. They're both colossal hypocrites, and tell you my own opinion, which is, again, you have to get to the root of the problem. And the root of the problem when it comes to this immigration crisis is effectively the drug war. The drug war has destroyed many of these countries, and people are fleeing from crime and violence and desperate, hopeless lives. So you have to end the drug war. You have to legalize, tax, and regulate drugs, put the cartels out of business. Beyond that, trade policy also, got us to this point. Beyond that, keep it real, U.S. meddling in Central and South America got us to this point. I mean, we're doing it right now. We're doing it right now. We're doing it Bolivia, Venezuela, you name it. CIA meddling in these countries has effectively helped ruin them. So that's another issue. So now, are there other problems that are not U.S. related? Yes. But if we hold up our end of the bargain, stop meddling in these countries, fix our trade policy, end the drug war, have some sort of, monetary assistance / reparations or whatever, then so many fewer people would be leaving these countries. People don't really think much about this, but it takes a lot for somebody to want to leave everything they've ever known. People don't make that decision willy-nilly. And so obviously these people are desperate. So you got to get to the root of the problem. Now, I will admit, beyond that, I don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do under Trump. I don't know what to do now. How do you handle this? How do you process this high number of people coming in? What's the correct approach? What are the correct systems to put into place? These aren't questions that an idiot YouTuber can answer. These are questions that experts should answer. And all I know is that there should be a much better process, a much more streamlined process, a much safer process. But when you're dealing with such a large influx, it's hard to create the infrastructure to have that be the case. But, that's really no excuse. So I don't have the answers, but I know it ain't this. So the short-term answers, I think, are more difficult to solve. The long-term answers are what I already described, and I think those are easier to solve.